Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife video for you. And today we have one I'm trying to figure out how to start. So I apologize if this is a bit rambly at first. As you can tell by the title, what we have on the table, this is about ZT, Zero Tolerance Knives. I still like the company a lot. I do really root for them. I want to preface by saying this. If it sounds like a rant, this isn't really a rant. I still love the company. I still love a lot of the stuff that they make. But man, the last couple of years, they've changed, and I miss the old ZT, as it says in the title. We're just going to talk about that. Kind of what spurred me to do this is I'm going to put a couple knives out here. I'm going to be showing some pictures of the other knives that I talk about because these are the only two ZTs that I actually own at the moment. One of them was sent to me by a viewer very recently. This is a discontinued ZT 0804, which is a Rexford design. Was discontinued a couple years ago, and I'm not gonna hammer them for discontinuing stuff. You just have to sometimes. You got to change the catalog a bit. That's not my issue. It's the stuff they come out with to replace them that I just doesn't feel like the old ZT I knew and loved. But this is a great design, and I got it. And the guy who sent it to me, Ronan, was telling me, hey, it's one of the best ones they ever made, and I never experienced one, so he sent it to me, and I do appreciate it. And it's one I'm going to keep around because it is very cool. It is a very good knife, and it does remind me of the old ZT. And there is still some of the old ZT being made. This 0562 tie is a great example of a Rick Ender design, and it's awesome. They still make this. There's some other ones on there. I'm going to start throwing up some pictures now. The 0393, also Ender design. They still do that. The 0452, the big giant Sinkovich. I really need to get one of those. I had one on a loan for a while, and I was offered to buy it really, really cheap. I don't know why I didn't. The 0609, I've had two of them. May have a third. I don't know. I'm thinking about buying another one. That's a great design. RJ Martin, I think that one is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And actually, somebody offered to trade me mine back, and they trade me anything, the one that I sold them, and I thought about it. The 0470, I like the 0470 a lot. There's still a lot of stuff they make that still kind of feels like the old ZT, but they're old models. They're all at least a couple, 3 years old. And in the last couple of years, a lot of the best stuff they've put out are rehashes of other recent stuff, different colorways of different things, and still doing it. The 0308, they just came out with the new version of the 0308 for 2021. I'll put that up here right now. It's just the 0308 with a tiger stripe blade and a black G10, and the 0308's, even though I still think it's a flawed knife, it's the best thing they've come out with in a while. I just want the old ZT, and I will fully admit a lot of the reasons I think why they change is because of people like me. I definitely, back in the day, criticized their marketing, which was all over their boxes, like the "Go Bold, proudly overbuilt in the USA," and all this stuff, a real beast, all this silly stuff on the boxes. I was definitely a vocal person who said I didn't like that. I was wrong. Please forgive me, baby. You can make the silly boxes again. Please just go back. Just go back to the overbuilt knives. That's all we want. We were wrong. There was a lot of us complaining about it. And if I'd have known that this is the way they were going to go, I wouldn't. Their marketing now is fancy guys in fancy clothes getting out of Mercedes looking like James Bond in these sleek, spacey looking knives, and it just doesn't feel like ZT to me anymore. They're probably still successful, but it's just things like the 0707. Nice knife. I gave it a pretty good review, and I stand by it. It's a nice knife, but it doesn't really feel like a ZT. And then even, so what's another one like that? In the new line, the 0990. Great knife, but it doesn't look like a ZT. Looks like a Wii or a Riot or something. I haven't held it yet, but I'm sure I'll check it out. But yeah. And then you have the 0762. That looks kind of ZT-ish, but it's got that tuned detent, the same as the 0707. I wasn't a fan of that. And but yeah, and then in the year before, I mean, we had the 0223, which I think was it was universally lambasted because the way it looked and the holes on the blade. I don't mind the holes on the blade, but not a pretty color choice and that weird rubber thing on the handle. That could have been an amazing knife. they made a couple wrong choices, and that's I don't think even they would argue it was universally disliked, except for Scott at USA Blade just really likes him, but other than that, he is the 0357, the kind of budget ZT could have been great as well, but it was assisted, which isn't going to bother everybody, but yeah, for us real like fans of ZT, just an assisted. I know they've done assisted in the past, but I don't know. I thought we'd moved beyond that, so I wasn't really that thrilled with that. Yeah, it's just, again, this isn't meant to be a complete bash on ZT. I just miss stuff like this, But again, like a lot of the best models they've made, those ones I listed, the ones they still make, are 3+ years old. Were updated versions of 3, 4, 5-year-old knives. I mean, the 0562 tie, I think, is by far the best thing they make, and it is an updated version of the carbon fiber one. And that came, and this still is a couple of years old at least. They came out with the tie, so it's not bashing you, ZT. I just miss the old days. I would love to see more stuff, like the old days. The knives they're pumping out now, like I said, the 0990 looks very interesting. Just doesn't look like a ZT to me. And I think that American-made, USA-made, kind of overbuilt, hefty knife, I think that still has a place in the market that's, is in the production realm that is just left empty by them not, not doing what they used to do. And I really do miss that. I think some of the Chinese companies are doing that better now, like with the Ferrum Forge Malice. There it goes. It finally came to mind. Like that feels more like a ZT than a lot of the newer ZTs do. And yeah, I'm glad they're still making stuff like this. I'm glad they're still making stuff like the other ones I mentioned. And it's interesting now that this year they came out with that little symbol that says in-house design on it, that kind of Star Wars-y looking symbol on the blade. And now they're not doing many collaborations anymore. So it's kind of funny they started differentiating when they're not doing as many collaborations as they used to. New ones anyway. Obviously, they're still making a lot of the collabs. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is. Do more collabs again? I don't know. I'm not an executive. I don't know why they made the decisions they made. But I just want stuff like these back. That's the 801 was a great knife. They just used to make a lot of really cool kind of overbuilt stuff. And yeah, you just don't see that anymore. They're not making horrible knives, but I in the comments down below, do you agree with me? Do you miss these, or do you like the way they're going? This space techie, super technical, steampunky kind of looking stuff. I don't. It just doesn't blow my skirt up. When I think of ZT, I still think of these. And you can bring the old box back. I won't complain about it again. I promise I will not complain about it. You can put whatever stupid slogan you want on it. You can put "scares your mom" on it, and I won't complain. I won't say another word as long as you go back to stuff like these. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little rant. Please comment down below. This is meant to be a discussion. I've been Brian. Have a good one.